So yeah, let's talk about communicating back home with loved ones. So, it's nowadays you can just grab your laptop and Skype home, or Facebook Messenger. It's not a big deal anymore because we have communication pretty much right up on the battlefield. But back then,
it would take 3 weeks to get a letter.
Yeah.
So your news is 3 weeks old, and then phone charges back then, it wasn't cheap.
Right.
Even within Canada, it wasn't cheap. And when you talked over the air, you didn't want to. I know when I talked to my wife about it, she said you didn't want to talk about everything, so the whole world could hear your problems at home. And you only had 10 minutes or so to talk because everybody else was trying to talk too. So,
yeah,
you waited for the snail mail to come in to really find out what was going on.
And the beginning of the Afghanistan days, there was like the phone card, and you had so much minutes.
Phone card, yeah. Unless you were friends with the guys in the MT det.
Yeah. If you were a comms guy, that didn't really apply too much. Yep. But everyone else had that phone card.
Phone card,
You got 10 minutes on it, and you can use your 10 minutes, and that was it.
Yeah.
So.
And at least though you had the email, and you could send stuff quick, and then within half hour or so you got a response back. So you're really in touch with what was going on at home, even though you only had that little phone card, and you had to really manage your time on that. So.
Yeah, a lot different than today's comms world for sure. So
exactly.
Now you were Cyprus?
No, it was in the Golan for two tours. So the first tour was on the Syrian side. The second tour was on the Israeli side.
Okay.
So, but we still did a lot of stuff on the Syrian side.
We have a few pictures that you gave us, and young Andy Bing does not look like old Andy Bing now.
No, not at all.
Yeah, it's amazing when you look back at those young photos of us, and it's just like, wow.
Wow, I was young then.
I was young, and
I could do anything.
Right, you had that invincibility, and it was all full of vigor. And as you get a little older and a little slower, and you realize things hurt a little more. And
it's like, no, I couldn't do that now.
Yeah. But excellent. And you were in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
And tell us a little bit about your time in Afghanistan.
Afghanistan, again, I was on Roto 3, so that was still in Kabul. I was supposed to go on Roto 4, but I guess the guy that was on Roto 3 took ill, and I took a spot. So it was a last-minute tour, just like my one for Kosovo was. So I was the crypto guy back in there. But again, I would go in the mornings, and what I did is I also ran the web page for the camp. So I would put the local forecast on, I would put the local news on, then do my daily work. If I had, I wasn't really that busy during 2 weeks of the month, so I would head out on convoys.
Okay.
Because they were always short people, and I would help out the guys with the MT det because they'd have to go to the embassy if there was a problem with the satellite, or go out to, back then it was called the ETT, the Embedded Training Teams. Now they went to the Omelette, I don't know what they call it now.
Right.
And I'd have to supply crypto to those guys. So that was always a drive out to the Afghan camp, which was always fun.
Right. So here you are jumping into a convoy. How does that make you feel, knowing you're just the crypto guy? What am I doing here?
Yeah, what am I doing here? Back then they were attacking the other countries, but you just never knew because they were still experimenting with the cell phone detonated bombs and mostly propane tanks and stuff like that. But they was in the experimental stage of all their stuff.
Right.
And it always is, kept in the back of your mind that we still have to be aware, and it's not always safe because you just don't know.
Yep.
And the one thing that bothered me the most was, one route in, one route back.
That's not a good practice by any means.
No. But what do you do?
Yeah. Yeah.
There was another route. We didn't use it very often, but actually I liked that route better. So.
Right.
But it was. Didn't have a lot of events. Had one event that was an eye opener, going through an area, and the warning was out that there was sniper out in the area. And it goes through your mind as to what happens if, right? So we all practice our actions on ambush and stuff like that. And back then, in the early days, because we were in G-Wagons, there wasn't much that you could do. Not like we were in Kandahar, where you can actually defend yourself, right? So you don't really want to be hopping out of a Jeep to return fire, right? Because then you just set yourself up. So it's a matter of dash, go, go, go.
It still blows my mind that they sent you guys in unarmored G-Wagons, like just plastic fiberglass doors. There's no ballistic protection at all there.
Yeah, we were sitting on top of blast blankets. They had them on the floor and had them on the seats.
Blankets,
I know. I go, well, if the bomb doesn't kill you, maybe the blast blanket will. So.
Yeah, like it's ridiculous that we sent. Tell me, at least you were in the tans by then.
Yes, we were in the tans.
Okay.
It was funny. We wore the greens to go home. It's like you appreciate the tans more because those greens were heavy.
Right.
And it was hot in those greens. But yeah, we were in the tans, which was nice.
Okay.
And yeah, better than the.
Yeah, because they initially sent people just in greens, and here's the Canadians in the middle of the desert wearing green camo. And it's like, yeah, we don't really stick out, or, blend in very easily there.
No. So that was brought up, and yeah, we had the.
Well, good.
We had the soaker tans and the.
Permethrin.
Yeah, that was. Everything that could be on the outside, but had to be soaked in that, and it's like,
Right.
Who knows what's getting in your skin, right?
Exactly.
So, yeah, the tour was okay. I think I overdid it on a lot of things on that tour. You're working your 16-hour days, which is good. It keeps you busy and out of trouble. And I think what kept me going during the tour was I would do PT every day with the PSP staff, right? So cardio box or spin class or aerobic training or whatever. So that would help out at the end of the day.
Good.
So, but then, you work till 3, do your PT class, have supper, then go back to work.
Yep. It's that routine, I think.
It's that routine,
what keeps you going. Well, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back in a few minutes to hear more about Andy Bing's experiences.